Shalom. Shalom. Excuse me. I'm going to start off, as always, giving infinite praise and glory and honor and worship to Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'Shem, Rachahakodash. Double honors to our apostles, our elders. A great millstone, rule well, and teach well to this very day. Shalom, shalom, to the hopeful elect and the rest of the large multitude of men, women, and children that the Lord will have mercy on these last days. Brother Kadash, coming back with a quick lesson through the spirit and power of Yahweh Ba'Shem, Yahweh Shai. Okay? Now, the title of this lesson is the woman / Eve and the devil / serpent. Okay? I got a couple clips. I got a few clips I want to show. Then we're gonna bring out some precepts. Lord willing, it's edifying, and the things we see in today's society is the product of the woman. Okay, it's the product of the woman. She's wrapped around a certain vibration, and that vibration actually comes from the serpent. Okay, as we're gonna find out, it goes back to the garden, dealing with the woman. She took on his ways, his philosophy, his doctrines, his ways of life, and she brought it to her husband. Okay, she disrupted order, and from there on, you have the world in a state of upside downness, if that makes sense. As it says in Isaiah, you're turning things upside down. Okay, so it's esteemed as the potter's clay. So we understand that, like we're gonna get, Lord willing, just a few scriptures on this topic. Through the woman, we all die. Okay, she was in a transgression. All right, Adam had his part, Eve had her part, but the important thing of this is that she disrupted order, man. She disrupted order. Everything is according to order. She is to follow that order according to how the heavens has set it up. Now I'm gonna play this video first. This guy here, I'm not gonna play his commentary on this, but he's gonna make a point. I didn't even watch this whole video. I was just skimming through this one. I didn't watch this one at all. But this part, he made a quick point that I caught through the spirit. All right. He made a quick statement. Now I'm gonna play this statement first. All right.
There were no men, right? Privileged to get to the point where you can even say that you don't need men, which is absolutely outrageous, right? So if there were no men, right? Who's going to protect you? Because we're just going to take it back, because society, it ain't going to sustain with all women anyway. Women are not in the positions where they know there are enough women to fulfill the positions that would be necessary to sustain society. All right, there are not enough women that are willing to do the dirty jobs that are required to sustain society. So let's just take it back a little bit, right? If women don't need, what do you think? Do women understand how vulnerable women are without men? In terms of when you get pregnant, you say you don't need a man, but when you get pregnant, who's going to be there to protect you when there are predators trying to eat you and your child? Right? That's where men come in. And we built this thing so well to protect us from predators, to protect us from other potential dangers and harm, that you forget that all of this stuff that's around us is a privilege. If we go back to primitive times, if everything shut down today and they say you're on your own, you wouldn't stand a chance. All right, and if it was men versus women, men would be able to do whatever they wanted to women, and women wouldn't be able to do anything about it. Because when a woman is in trouble, she calls men to protect her.
There you go. And that's how the Lord set it up, which is beautiful, man. Because the Lord, everybody in this world, whether you're of the lineage of Israel or you're a heathen, everybody in this world follow a certain vibration. And the Most High has it to the point that when the woman learned the philosophies of the serpent, And when she brought it to her husband, it turned things upside down, like I was saying. So now, the Lord told you that he would make a new thing, that a woman shall compass a man. Okay, so now she's set up in society where she can actually boldly say that she doesn't even need a man, because her daddy, her husband that she's married into now, can provide everything artificially to her. As we're going to play this clip with this woman talking about she don't need a man because she can just go to the sperm bank or this, that, and the third, but she still needs a man that sperm comes from. Talking about she makes the babies and so forth. Like the guy said, when society shut down, because it is going to shut down, that's when the Lord is going to also humble all of these women. It's going to be, right now, statistically, there is more women in the world than men. Okay? Women were created for men. Okay? As throughout time in our culture, we have had multiple women, multiple wives to help us in our endeavors, whether they were wives of our nation or concubines. Okay? And we do this to what? Forward our nation. Okay, but like when you read in the book of Ruth, she knew that she had to go into an Israelite man to what? Continue the nation. She what? Went to Boaz. And from Boaz and that continuation, it was allowed, the Lord allowed that to be the stepping point to continue our nation, which Yahweh Shah later came in. Now, we have to understand that the man is the prize. Without the man, the whole system or whole image crumbles. As he's making a point, when society crashes, and if we left the society to be ran by women, everything will burn. You see, because the mindset of the emotions that's triggered in a woman is different from a man. You see. And the scriptures tell you that. That's why we, like, brothers can't even really have multiple wives now. I'm not saying it's because it's not expedient, because like the jealousy that another woman will have against that woman that's brought in our household, you know, it's just, it would cause too much. It would cause too much. It would be catastrophic, man. So this other video, I'm gonna play this one first. All right, I'm gonna play this.
They come from a time and place where
I'm gonna just play it to the 2-minute mark.
What did you like about it?
gorgeous legs. I just don't know.
Darren Lyle is the father of Florinda's baby. He is 18 and lives in central Newark. He dropped out of high school when he was 16. He has never held a steady job.
I spend most of my time listening to the radio. I don't go to school, I don't work, I don't do nothing. Just like this killing time.
Right, and that's the worst thing. Listen, the only thing in this world that you cannot get back is your time. Is your time. And he's in a mindset that he likes killing time. But you can never get those minutes back. You can never get those seconds back. So what Esau did was he pushed this vibration of lawlessness, carelessness, okay? Patient. He took all these concepts out of the world and he gave our people an artificial way of looking at life. So when you put somebody in a community, and it's called a crabs in the bucket, and finally when one of those crabs make it out the bucket, it's like they don't give a damn, you know, anything else. They just care about, you know, such. So this man is thinking a certain way because now he's moving in a vibration as Esau too. See, this whole world is set up, and the whole world is walking in the mind of an Edomite. That's what we're under. We're under the vibration. That's why the Lord told us to flee the shadows of this world. You know, a shadow is he said, flee the shadows of this world. When you think of this concept, he's saying, flee the mind of this world, flee the representation, and flee from actually walking after this man. A shadow is attached to the person a shadow is attached to the person that is with, that shadow goes everywhere that man or woman goes. So flee that shadow, man. Flee, man, meaning flee this man's image. Flee his protection. He's trying to act as God, man. Now listen to this.
Did you want to have a baby?
It just happened. Really. It just happened. You know, she just popped up pregnant. Nah, it just.
Were your friends impressed?
A lot of, everybody was telling me, that, she looked just like me, and, she is kind of cute, and, kind of pretty. That was like, make me feel good.
Sure. Do many of them have babies?
That seems like that's all they be doing around here is making babies and shit, making babies.
3 words that stuck out to me. It just happened. And that explanation is very annoying to me. Doesn't matter if a man said it or a woman said it. Nothing just happened. And although they were young, him and his baby mama, they knew how babies were made. He said making babies, that's all they did around there. Having a baby, although they weren't really together. I mean, so young. Because when they had their first baby, she was about 15 and he was 16. And you can tell it was the only thing they thought they could do to give them a sense of accomplishment. The generation after them, they found a sense of accomplishment by going to college and getting corporate jobs. Now in today's world, in addition to degrees, modern women especially, they like to measure their success by their ability to file for LLCs and corporations. Everyone ignored the increasing problem of the vanishing black family. They thought the baby was cute, like a baby doll. And yes, the baby was adorable. But they made a human being with no established family. You see, they come from a time and place where grandmothers raised the babies and welfare paid the ladies.
You see? Grandmas raised the babies and welfare paid the ladies. Saw a video of this chick talking. She had like 8 kids, man. And she said she called the child services to come get them. And she was basically showing like she's a bad mother. She recorded herself smoking and doing these different things. So the child services can take all her kids away so she can go out there and be a hoe even more. You see? These women got 6, 7 kids by 5 different baby dads, man. You know? Why? Because like she said, the diminishing of the so-called blacks, Hispanics, and Native American households, okay, is under the curses that we are being placed under. But it goes back to the mindset and the philosophy that Eve had took that fruit that she ate of, which is the corrupt fruit, right? Which if it was righteous fruit, it would bring life. But the fruit that knowledge that she took from the serpent, she gave it to her husband, which was a corrupt fruit. Like if I eat an apple and it's old right now, or it got worms in it and I don't know it, and I eat this apple, I thought it was for my benefit because I was hungry. But later down the line, 3 days later, shit, I got a big ass tapeworm, or my stomach is messed up, or you know what I'm saying? I get a stomach virus or what have you, which means later it's bringing on death, this slow, agonizing death. Okay. Now this is this other video, and I'm gonna show this clip. I got like 3 more clips, and then I'm gonna get like a few scriptures. Now this other clip showing you how Eve is connected with the serpent, man. This is his mindset, like the brother, the elder brother in Mississippi, I believe his YouTube handle is GMS Give and Go. Now he made a good point, because he was talking about how when you got it, like for example, everything that the woman does, she does it on a lesser version of Esau, or just Jake in general. Like for example, you got Esau is the biggest criminal on the face of the earth, and Jake do that same thing. He's a criminal on the face of the earth, just on a lower level. Esau is the biggest scammer. Jake do the same thing. Now you got women. I know some personally that do this, that be scamming dudes, or scamming, doing them scams and them PPP things and all that, man. Everything that Jake do on a lower level, Esau does on a higher level. From scamming to rape, rob, murder. They learn it from their daddy, as we're going to get that what the Lord was saying out and look, Luke 7, Lord willing, you know. So let me just get through these videos real quick. Now let me see. Let's go to this one because now then we're gonna go from there to this. Okay, we're gonna do it like that because I want you to listen to what she say, man.
I don't take care of me. I don't care. I've been working since I was 16. I don't know. I don't I don't care what nobody says.
Yeah, I've been working since I was about that age as well.
You need to understand that women bring life. Y'all don't. So I need a man to be like,
how y'all get that life, man?
what do you mean?
How you get that life?
Create.
What do you mean?
How do you get that life?
Go in the hospital and get a sperm donor. You don't need a man.
You still need a man.
You still need a man.
See, that's that mentality right there. I don't need a man. You heard her. You heard her. I don't need a man. Like,
you need a physical woman to bear a child for you.
And y'all need a physical sperm. Where does it come from?
That's for right now. Give it to
From a man.
But a hospital, I can look for a book and find a man.
And I can find a womb to hold it in.
and find a surrogates. And surrogates.
And you need a physical man to give you sperm.
You need a physical man.
No, you.
What if,
you need a physical.
Listen.
Yes.
You don't.
Listen. If a physical man didn't go to that hospital, it would not be there. So you need a physical man, bro.
That's great. But you guys need a physical woman to have a child.
Listen, women.
You don't need a physical man to live with, to have a child with.
Where you getting the sperm from?
The hospital, bro.
Women are carriers.
Listen.
Of children.
Even like that whole you could tell she a nigga woman. She know it all. You know, will go nowhere at all. And then when the system fails, who are you gonna be looking for? The mother effing sperm donor that you got that sperm for. You're gonna be looking for a man to protect you from another man knocking your head over and pulling your panties down, taking your food and leaving you there to die, man. Because the scriptures say that these women gonna be ravished in that day. There's going to be more women that perish than men, and it's going to be a lot of women that's going to be saved too, because they're just naturally more women on the earth than males, you know, because men has numerous of sperm cells. You know, we can produce a lot of sperm, and a woman, when she get pregnant, she's out of commission for 9 months. She can't get pregnant again while she's already pregnant. You see what I'm saying? And it is specifically designed that way. See, Esau is prideful, and so is Eve. And that mindset is trickled into the man, you know. And with him being such of a dominant force, it's more damage that's done. You see? Now I'm gonna keep going.
Okay.
You guys don't carry kids for 9 months. We do.
I carried them my whole life. What the hell? Kids is here the whole life.
God.
You got kids in you right now. No. Wait. Actually, I do got kids. They right here. They right here. I got millions of them.
Girls are swallowing that. Wait, you guys
got kids? Wait, you got kids? Wait, you got kids? I'm not talking about your dogs. I'm not talking about your dogs. You got kids? You got kids in your body?
No.
My point is exactly. You don't have kids. You carry a kid.
But you need a
carry
physical
a kid.
woman
That's
to have
somebody
a child, bro.
That's somebody.
That's why gay men get a surrogate.
No, you
they
don't
get
carry
physical
a kid.
women.
Let's be.
Yo, I'm
medically correct. You carry an embryo. The embryo is then stimulated by the sperm. You can't be stimulated. You can't have a baby without sperm.
That's the issue, bro.
I'm not saying that.
Women like you always try to eliminate men, and that's where the issue is.
There you go. And that's the majority of these women, because not all of them, man. Some brothers like myself got good wives, and you know, women that take heed to subjection and order according to the scriptures, right? As far as the Lord allows, you know. But like he said, women like you, you try to eliminate men, and there you go. That's the concept of this lesson, you know. And we're gonna get this.
Why do so many women today say they don't need a man?
Because we're independent as hell.
If a man has friends, doesn't want kids, hires a maid and hires a prostitute, why would a man need a woman?
Shit. He could learn one or two things from a woman.
Like what?
Yeah. Love.
Okay. Do you think that men are incapable of love without a woman teaching them? Why do women think they're the ones who should define love and emotions?
Because we're more passionate, right? Yeah, we're more passionate.
Where's the evidence of that?
We birth.
Okay.
Right, looking dumb as hell, because when you actually bring logic to these women, it proves that their minds are bugged the hell out, man. Like when you bring that, they try to come with they act literally just like their husband, their daddy, man. They act just like Esau. That subtilitiness, if that makes sense, or that craftiness, or that they be what's the word, semantics. They be playing semantics all the goddamn time, because they're caught, and the devil don't like to get caught. He like to stay in the dark and do things, and so when he's caught, he try to that's why he's the devil, man. He's a deceiver, Diablos. All right, just one more video. Nah, this is from the sister, Miss Ali. All right, now listen to what she said, right?
Made us demand things from our man that they systematically keep him from getting. So he can't give it to us. And so we married to the government. They take care of us like our man should. They give us food, clothes, shelter, health care, child care, education, an apartment. Whatever it is we need, they step in as our man. And they only do that, as I said, for the two reasons: to make him look inadequate and to make us not want to be bothered with him, to destroy his little ego that he got left, and to make us think that we are better than him. And we'll tell him, I can make it. I don't know why you can't make it. Well,
there you go. And now you have an independent spirit that's on these women, Beyonce and all these people pushing that spirit. And then she got a man at the end of the day. You know, all these different women that's pushing that spirit. You know, like she said, they made them, the women, the man, things from the men that they systematically keep him from getting. And then on top of that, she mentioned that they give them, apartments. That's what the brother Ashama, I believe it said his name, the elder brother out of Mississippi, was saying the same thing, quoting her, Miss Ali, because they give the women all these different programs. Matter of fact, like WIC and all these different programs, EBT and all that is designed for the woman. You know, when you go to a plaza or a mall, that's designed for the woman. Everything around you is designed for the woman to so that she can be glorified. To eventually, if you keep egging her on, what they say, gassing you, if you keep gassing her, eventually, saying she gonna take off because she got enough gas. If you ain't got no gas, you can't move. But when you keep gassing these women up, they eventually gonna drive, man. And that's what we see today in today's society. So the devil, the serpent, and the woman and Eve is connected, man. They're married unto each other. Like she said, she just said it. She said, let me see, play one more time.
Made us demand things from our man that they systematically keep him from getting. So he can't give it to us. And so we married to the government.
See, so the woman is married to the government. You see? That's why that woman on this platform, she can say in these videos I played, she can literally say that she don't need a man because she know the government is going to take care of her. Well, what happens when the government shuts down, like we said, like we played in that video, the other video? They're going to go crying for a man. They're going to go crying for somebody that can protect them from getting their head knocked in. And another point that a beautiful point that the young dude made was that when you had a system right now get divided and all men was against women, it was men versus women. The men would thrash the women mentally, physically, spiritually. You see, because that's so. The point is that you cannot be in the state that you're trying to be, and the state that the woman is trying to be in is the state of a man. This is how it works. Like this: you have man, woman, child, right? If the man is taking out the household, then the roles the roles of each person, it changes. So now when the man is taken out the household, the woman is now the man of the household. And then when the woman moves right to play the man, well, who plays the mom? The oldest child, the son, right? Or the daughter. You hear it all the time. Yeah, I raised my little brother or sister. You see? Because now that child has to play the mom. And the mom is playing the dad. You know, having to be strict and, you know, doing different things and going out there and laboring and working and bringing home, you know. And now the order is disrupted, man. And now you have, like Apostle Recall say, now you have GMO babies. And these GMO babies, when they're raised up as young men from 12 and up, now you hear about, like, especially in Cleveland and Chicago, man, you got all these young dudes out here robbing everybody, man. Broad daylight, taking people's cars. It don't matter where they at. You out here, you had a whole bunch of car theft. Man, that's where you get these babies from. Matter of fact, let's get that real quick. The Lord said that in 2nd Esdras. They should bring forth what? Monstrous children, man. Women should bring forth monsters, man. This is 2nd Esdras 5 and 8. There shall be a confusion also in many places, and the fire shall be oft sent out again. And the wild beasts shall change their places, and minstrous women shall bring forth monsters. You know, and that's what you see around here, man. You see little monsters, man, little gremlins, Martians, you know. And they're a product, like we played in that one video, they're a product of their society, but they're a product of their upbringing, and their upbringing comes from the one that was the guardian they was living with, whether it was a grandmother or a mom or dad or what have you, man. And now they're a product of that, which is what them people was a product of society, and this society is a product of the fall of the mindset that came from the woman that she took from the damn devil, because his mindset is already corrupted from birth, as the scriptures say. The wicked is born and estranged from the womb. And she took that goddamn mindset, brought it to her husband, and said, yo, check this out. Which is all by design, because we had to learn good and evil. But the point is that now she's moving like the serpent, which is why she can say the things that she say and not get punished for it to an extent. But what you see now, though? The Lord is judging a lot of these women, man. From these dating apps to these, you know, they getting judged, bro. Me and my wife just watched a little video where this chick was watching a volcano, and she tripped off the rock while she was watching it and fell into the damn lava and burnt up immediately. I'm talking about all type of stories, man. All type of stories from the ages from 18 to 16 to 25 to from 16 to 18, 25, whatever, man. All ages, these women is getting judged heavy right now. And the Lord, you ain't seen nothing yet. When you go to Luke 7, I quoted it earlier. Let's just grab it real quick. Luke 7:35, it says, now, I quoted it wrong. I was talking about John 8:44. So Salaki on that on a slip up. But I was thinking of Luke 7 because you have to realize that the world is not walking in wisdom because it's not in order, right? So that's why I was thinking of this. So Luke 7 and 35, it says, but wisdom is justified of all her children. You see, showing you that these people is moving in the vibration of Satan, and that's their daddy, you know. And that's why all these women on these videos I showed was saying the shit that they was saying, man, because they know they're protected by their daddy. You see, it says, but wisdom is justified of all her children. And right. And the ones that walk after wisdom, that light will shine, and they will walk in what? Order, because wisdom is order. Okay. It's the knowledge. It tell you in 2nd Esdras that the Lord loveth none but him that dwelleth in wisdom, man. You know? Damn, why my shit freezing? All right, Khan. Let's get a quick precept to back that up in Sirach 4 and 11. It says, wisdom exalteth her children, and layeth hold of them that seek her. You see, this woman ain't talking in fucking wisdom, man. The hell are you talking about? That's why the dude on the video, like, you need a physical man to go to the fucking sperm bank to give the sperm. She talking about, she without us, you can't make. Like, do you realize? That's why he said she said, you don't carry children? And the dude was like, man, we've been carrying children our whole life in our nut sacks, millions of children. You see? But these women are not walking in wisdom. You see? Therefore, they're not a child of wisdom. You know, they're not connected to the heavens. They're not connected to Yahweh Shem Yahushai. Wisdom exalteth her children and layeth hold of them that seek her. It says, he that loveth her loveth life, and they that seek to her early shall be filled with joy. He that holdeth her fast shall inherit glory. You see? That's why the dude said, he said, women like you're going to be single your whole life, man. On one of the other commentaries I watched, dude was like, this woman going to be single her whole life. And she's going to always be a baby mama. She's always going to be a quick hit. Even if he stayed there for 3 months and leave, she's always going to be a quick hit, man. You see? She's trying to fill a void. And the void that she's filling is someone to protection. See, when a man is in the household and he's playing his duty and his role, everything will flow if the woman will just be in subjection. And according to the scripture's sake, right? For the scripture's sake, if a woman just played her role, everybody will be happy. She will naturally be happy. If she not got all the talking all the goddamn time, trying to overtalk her husband or man, right? Not cooking, not tending to her children, being a nigga woman, right? Wearing leggings all the goddamn time, always around her friends more than she is her husband or what have you. Always occupied. I watched one video. The dad was like, baby, it was like a prank video. He was like, baby, well, what about your career? Because she played like she was pregnant. And first thing this nigga say is, well, what about your career? You see? What you mean, what about your career, man? See, the woman puts the having a family on the back burner to start her career. Not because why? She's an independent woman. That's not your goal. That's not the woman's job. The woman's job is to have children and to tend to her husband as a helpmeet. That's your role. You're not supposed to be going out there and starting jobs and doing all this crazy. He talking about, well, what about your career? You know, see, there you go. This is the mindset of the white. I ain't even gonna say that because everybody that look like him is not an Edomite. This is the mindset of an Edomite, the so-called white man that runs society today, man. All right, this is his understanding. Okay, it says, "They that serve her shall minister to the Holy One." And how do you know this is understanding? Because if you look at this westernized world, you see monogamous. Okay, you see certain things done differently, but then you go to the Middle East. I played a couple clips on it. What do? They have multiple wives. They have their children in order. Most of them. I'm not gonna say all of them because the vibration is under Esau Edom, Joel 9:24. You get the point though. The point is that one of the brothers was going into it. The Lord is putting us back in the Easter mindset, that austereness. You know, the things that make sense. Because the Western Hemisphere, when Columbus, Cristobal Colon, and all these different Edomites was traveling to the New World and expand their empire, it was called the what? The New World. So this way of living is completely different than the way of living over there, man. It says that they that serve her shall minister to the Holy One. You see, so when you serve wisdom, you're a servant to the Holy One. And them that love her, the Lord doeth love. You see that? And one more, it says, whoso give her ear unto her shall judge the nations, and he that attendeth unto her shall dwell securely. So that's why these women are not safe. That's why they're getting ravished. Y'all look at the definition of ravished. I'm not going to say it for the sake of the video. But these women is getting ravished left and right. But the Lord is about to turn up the heat. That's why the apostle coined this year, what? The year of the turn up. Because these women are about to get judged. Everything is about to turn up this year, man. When you go to John, let's get that John, because I quoted that, you are your father, the devil. John 8:44. It says, ye are of your father, the devil, and the lust of your father ye will do. He was a murderer from the beginning and abode not in the truth, because there is no truth in him. When he speaketh a lie, he speaketh of his own, for he is a liar and the liar of it. So this right, these things come from him. He's the first liar. He's the first murderer, Cain, right? He's the first. Everything that's wicked, he's the first of it. That was his spirit that was in Cain. That was his spirit that was in the garden. That gave that philosophy and this concept to Eve. And then she took it to her husband. Like she said, and like it was said in that video, the lady, the one chick said, the pink book or whatever her channel is, she said that our people cannot see the diminishing of the black household. And that's what Eve did. She pushed it, she grabbed the philosophy and took it to her husband so that the household can be diminished. Now there's controversy between the man and woman. And when it's controversy between the man and woman, how can you continue to produce a society? Because it takes the man and the woman to what? Produce a child. Even if they do produce a child, the child is a product of corrupt fruit. And corrupt fruit brings what? Death. Nothing can come out of it but wickedness. So when you have this concept over hundreds and hundreds and hundreds of years, and it just keep on happening every single day, God damn, then no good could come out of, no good is displayed anywhere. That's why it's a miracle for us to have this truth. It's a miracle for us to be in this mindset, because we're, Lord willing, we're that number. We're coming out of this darkness where it seems impossible. Like if you was on a boat and somehow you were stranded in the middle of the ocean and you was floating on a goddamn whatever, it's like almost impossible for you to to make it out of that, man. In the middle of the ocean, you can't see no land, but then out of nowhere, a helicopter come down, or a boat find you, like on the Titanic when she was flown on the door and shit. Everybody died, but somehow she stayed alive, and the boat turned back around and got her. That's a miracle, man. It says, and because I tell you the truth, you believe me not. And so we're telling you the truth that the woman is supposed to do this, that, and the third, but the woman can't take that because you can't tell her nothing, just like you can't tell Edomite anything. Because why? He's full of pride. The woman is full of pride. You see, when you go to 1 Timothy, it says, like she said, man, Miss Ali, hey, the woman is married to the government. That's her husband. She don't need a man. Her man is the government. She got the food stamps. She have all these different things, man. She got the child support. Etc., etc. 1 Timothy 2:11. Let the woman learn in silence with all subjection. But I suffer not a woman to teach, nor to usurp authority over the man, but to be in silence. So she's supposed to move in this vibration. Okay, as a shamefaced woman. Okay, not shameful woman. For Adam was first formed, then Eve. And Adam was not deceived, but the woman being deceived was in the transgression. Why? Because she disrupted order. What's the order? What's the order? 1 Corinthians 11, and I'll start at the top. But ye be followers of me, even as I also am a Hamashiach. Now I praise you, brethren, that you remember me in all things and keep the ordinances as I deliver them to you. So the ordinances is the natural things. The ordinances is it comes from order. The ordinances is the order, or the way that was kept, that gave us life. So he said, but I would have you know that the head of every man is Hamashiach, and the head of the woman is the man, and the head of Hamashiach is the father, Yahweh. You see? So he's giving the order. You see? Because those are the ordinances that we are used to, and the customs that we are used to. And a black woman and a Hispanic woman and a Native woman always wonder why they got so many goddamn problems. That's why she has no issue. She has no what's the word I'm looking for? She don't care about going to the abortion clinic and continuing her life to build her career. She have no problem with that. Even if she's a single mom, she said I could make it on my own. You see? So by doing this, and this corruptness brought on what's the word? It's a word. Not hostility, but it brought on damn, I can't think of the word, but the woman has this concept You know, like she could just do it or she don't need no man. It brought on this stubbornness. You know, that's one of the words. Now she's stubborn, you know, to the point that knowing she needed a man, you know what I'm saying? You know, because regardless of what she's talking about, her car breakdown, she's going to have to take it to a mechanic, and that mechanic is going to be a man. Yeah, you got women doing all that shit, but the point is that that's a woman trying to play a man's role. I'm not talking about that. I'm talking about from the fixing a sink, fixing a stove or a chair. She now you see women doing all this shit, man. My cousin, through marriage, I seen her a video of her doing this shit, man. She recording herself live fixing fucking chairs. Excuse my Swahili. She fixing chairs and she doing all this, like showing her, like lifting her arm up like a muscle. Like, man, come on, man, get the hell out of here. Go sit down somewhere, man, and look good for your husband. Go look pretty, man. You know, you don't gotta do all that. Why you trying? Why you doing that? Let your husband do that, man. He's built for that, literally, man. Like a woman is built to carry a child and to raise a child and all that chaos and crying. And a woman, even though it get on her nerves, but she's built for it. She can take it. She can now you have women that go crazy sometimes because that's the society and the vibration we under. But she's naturally built to childbear and to raise a child and to teach a child, whether it's 2 or 3. Look at Ephraim. Look at the Puerto Ricans and Hispanics. They have like 7 children living in one household in a little small ass house. But she can do that. She don't think twice about it. Us, we as men, we be like, God damn, like, man, this little dude, man, you need to, relax, man. You know what I'm saying? Even though we play but the point is that they're built for certain things and a man is built for certain things. Why are you trying to change the roles, man? This is Sirach 24. We get 2 more, man. We close out. Sirach 25 and 24. It says, of the woman came the beginning of sin, and through her we all die. And what is sin? Sin is the transgression of the law. Sin, when you transgress the law, you die. So what did First Timothy say? Eve came through her, we died, and she was in a transgression. The transgression of what? She was in transgression of the law. She was in transgression of order. And we know that they had the law. We know that they had order because when you go to 2 Ezra chapter 3, the Lord gave them, he breathed into them life, right? The life is the knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. They knew the ways of the Lord without it being written on stone. They had the ways in their inward parts. That's why the Lord told them that if you do this, this will happen. But they didn't understand it. Why? Because they never came across that mind before. We get wicked thoughts all the time. We have to repent and ask the Father for mercy. We don't do it intentionally, but sometimes shit come up in your mind. You're like, what the fuck? Apostles talk about it all the time. You know? But that's what happened. So now she took that philosophy and brought it to her husband. And we can get that in Genesis 3 and 1. Like Miss Eileen said, man. Like I said, man. These women are married to the government, man. And that's what you see here in Genesis 3. It says, now the serpent, Lord willing, I could do another breakdown on this. Because I don't know what happened to the original breakdown, man. That was a good breakdown through the spirit. But Lord willing, I could do another breakdown on this chapter, man. You know. It says Genesis 3. Now the serpent was more subtle, meaning crafty, than any beast of the field which Yahweh Bashem Yahushua had made. And he said unto the woman, yeah, have the Most High said, you shall not eat of every tree of the garden. This is not a fruit, okay? Do fruit produce good and evil today? No, this is fruit, meaning knowledge. Like we can read in Matthew, all the Gospels, right? You bring corrupt fruit, you produce corrupt fruit. You should bring, so forth and so forth. Good, righteous fruit, bring forth good fruit, This is talking about a representation of knowledge and wisdom, a philosophy, a doctrine, a way of life. There's only 2 ways of life, good and evil, good and bad. And the woman said unto the serpent, we may eat of the fruit of the trees of the garden, but of the fruit of the tree which is in the midst of the garden, the Most High said, you should not eat of it, neither shall you touch it, lest ye die. And the serpent said unto the woman, right, in a sense, that touch it, like eating of it is going into, take unto the, the custom, take unto that, that way. And when you touch it, you perform in that act. You know what I'm saying? Neither shall you touch it. Neither shall you perform what that tree produces. It's one thing to hear it, but then it's another thing to perform it. You see? And the serpent said unto the woman, ye shall not surely die. So And that's what Eve think. She think nothing's gonna happen to her. I watched a video on this chick in Atlanta. She had cameras in the front of her house, but she just doing her 1, 2, walking to and fro, wearing her leggings, making her ass big, working out so that she can just show her ass off, doing whatever the hell what women do nowadays, and going home, coming in late, doing whatever, you know what I'm saying? And thinking nothing of it. But what was happening? She didn't even know it. A man was watching her every goddamn day, following her every goddamn day, to the point that he finally thought it was opportunity. And what did he do? Tried to enter into her home. See, and then who does she call? Now what do you do? Even if a woman knows martial arts, even if a woman knows have a gun, even if, whatever, man. The point is that it doesn't matter. Like the guy said in the video, if the system was set up where men is versus women, the men would like obliterate the women. Physical strength, mental strength. It doesn't matter because that's not your role. The men go to war. The women stay home. The men fight the battles. The women stay home. The men brings the food. The women stay home. You see, that's why we camp and we go out on the front line. These camps, that's how you know these camps going off, because you don't have the women out there on the front lines with chairs and shit cheering you on like this some goddamn entertainment, and this is a sport, and it's a, like, what the hell is, like, man, like this society has to be brought down because the women runs the society, and because a woman running society, Jake always talking about, well, let's get a woman to be the president. You're looking at society of the product of a woman being ahead. The society is showing you what will be the outcome. It says, verse 5, for the Most High doth not know that in the day ye eat thereof, then your eyes shall be open, and ye shall be as gods, knowing good and evil. They were already gods. They didn't know. They was already gods, man. They had the full knowledge of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. This is the serpent though. Subtlety. And that's what she was saying in this video. Talking about she don't need a man, but she can go to the sperm bank to get sperm if she want to have a baby. The dumbest shit. That's subtlety, bro. That's semantics. Like, what the hell are you talking about? Like the dude said, he said a man walked to the sperm bank and gave him his sperm. That's how you got the sperm from the facility. What the hell are you talking about? And when the woman saw that the tree was good for food, knowledge, and that it was pleasant to the eyes, because the scriptures say you are what you eat, okay? And pleasant to the eyes, right? She marveled at the beast, you know what I'm saying? In a sense, she marveled at his ways, right? Because the beast is NATO in the EU, but the beast has an image. She marveled at his image. She marveled at what came out of it, meaning what? Lawlessness. Not have to be. She felt like she would be less of a robot, as they try to say we are. She felt more free. She saw it pleasant to the eyes and a tree to be desired to make one wise. How can you think that was going to make you wise when you are already wise? You see how crazy that is? She took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave also unto her husband with her, and he did eat. Now, when you go into this word serpent, like I said, I'm not going to break all this down now, but you go into that word serpent in verse 1, it means the one that practiced witchcraft. Okay? One that practiced witchcraft. So that serpent, he brought his witchcraft to her. His divination, his spell. He put a spell on her. And what the Lord do? The consequences was we were going to be under that spell forever until he was going to redeem us from the state, till the state reached this height. You see? And the only ones that's going to be delivered is the elect, because the whole time they were protected so that prophecy can be fulfilled, so that the glory can actually be manifested on the earth and in its perspective lot. And a tree to be desired to make one wise, she took of the fruit thereof and did eat, and gave it also to her husband with her, and he did eat. And the eyes of them were open. Both of them were open. And the eyes of them both were open, and they knew that they were naked, meaning what? In sin. Naked meaning what? Ashamed. Now they don't. There was this literally, like, that's why they got pain this nigga walking around. No, bro, they wasn't. literally naked, bro. They were in sin now. They were awakened to what evil was or sin, and they sewed fig leaves together and made themselves aprons, right? So now they're trying to cover themselves up in the terms of what? Being exposed, being walking in a vibration that's not of natural root. That's why the Lord said in Matthew 15 that what my Father have not planted should be plucked up, should be rooted up. You see? So, hey, man, I'm going to play this video one more time and just close it out because the point is really made. It didn't even have to be this long, and you can make it longer, whatever, man. It's through the spirit. The point is that the devil, the serpent, and the woman Eve are in synonymous with each other. She's rewarded for her actions. You see? But through her came death into the world. Sin is death. It's the transgression of the law. She was in transgression. She was in the wrong. She was in the sin. And Adam went down because what? He followed after his wife. And I was saying he followed after his wife and disrupted the order, which is ordinances, right? They disrupted the ordinances that comes from the heavens. And that's why the scriptures tell you in Sirach, nothing, in Sirach 39, don't nothing, everything follow the commandments of the Lord. Everything obey his voice. Not once did you see the sun not rise up. Not once did you see the moon out. Yep, I ain't gonna rise on these fools today. No, man. Everything is in constant rotation and on his rotation according to the order and the mind of Yahweh Shem Yahushai. You see? I'm gonna play this video one more time.
Made us demand things from our man that they systematically keep him from getting. So he can't give it to us. And so we married to the government. They take care of us like our man should. They give us food, clothes, shelter, health care, child care, education, an apartment. Whatever it is we need, they step in as our man. And they only do that, as I said, for the two reasons: to make him look inadequate and to make us not want to be bothered with him, to destroy his little ego that he got left, and to make us think that we are better than him. And we'll tell him, I can make it. I don't know why you can't make it. Well,
you see? And that's it, man. I think I had another video with her, man. Like look at the mindset of Eve, man. Bitch is stupid, man.
Gotta get out of here, man. We got to get the hell out of here.
I believe that every woman should cheat on their boyfriend or their partner before they get married.
See? And ain't that what Eve did in the garden? She committed adultery. I don't know why I didn't get that. 2 Corinthians. She committed adultery. 11:2. Here it is. 11:3. But I fear lest by any means as the serpent beguiled, right? And you go into that word beguiled, okay? Let's see if we can get it, because this app be tripping. Ooh, you go to that word beguiled, it means to he mind after, basically, okay? Let's get that word beguiled real quick. To deceive. He deceived her, right? Which we know, the serpent. It says what? To seduce wholly. He seduced her mind. He seduced her. And didn't the Lord say that? When you're thinking in your mind, you committed the act. You see why everything makes sense. Of when Yahweh came on the scene, the things he was saying, he was saying it from the experiences that Israel had went through. He was giving you a spiritual outlook on it, because we were so wrapped up in the physical, because everything we've done up until that time was of the physical manifestation. All right, well, which is, so he was showing you the spiritual side of things, on the outlook of things. Because why? The serpent beguiled Eve. He seduced her mind. He mind after. She committed adultery. She listened to another man. That's why the scriptures say in 1 Corinthians, real quick, 14, it says, in verse 35, and if they learn anything, let them ask their husbands at home, for it is a shame for a woman to speak in the church. So if she need to learn anything, she need to ask her husband. But she didn't even go to Adam and say, yo, you know, she knew, but she did that on her own. Why? She was an independent woman. Just like these women today. She was an independent woman. And she allowed another man, she committed adultery with another man, took on his way. It says, without fear, lest by any means, as the serpent beguiled Eve through his subtlety, through his witchcraft and his craftiness, so your mind should be corrupted from simplicity that is in Hamashiach. You see, so now everything is more difficult. It's a difficult path because we're no longer in that simplicity, you know what I'm saying, as a nation. You see, when you keep the law, statutes, and commandments of the Lord, and you walk in his light, life is easy. It makes sense to rest on a Sabbath, you know, from all this shit we going. It makes sense to not eat pork so our bodies is not corrupted. It makes sense to tend to our household and, you know, for the women to raise the children and teach the children. Like, everything makes sense, man. But when you disrupt that, you have chaos, you have confusion. The scriptures say the Lord is not the author of confusion.
Their boyfriend or their partner before they get married. You cheat on him because you need to know, sis. You need to know.
Look at her eyes. You can just see the demons just oozing out of her, man. This has to be the end. This has to be. It has to be.
If this man really loves you, if you cheat on him and he doesn't leave you and he stays with you, he still wanna be with you, he still wanna build with you, he still want you to have his kids, he still wanna pay your rent, you got yourself a winner. Because you need to know if this man is loyal. Is he gonna stand behind you for better or for worse? You need to know these things. When things get hard, is he gonna be there? You need to know if this man can forgive and forget. Most women cheat before they get married anyways, let's be honest. And most men be lying anyway. You need to know if y'all can hold each other down when things get hard. And on cheating, don't ever stop a man from loving me. For real, for real. You're not going to stop loving me because I cheated. And I'm not going to stop loving you because you cheated. We're going to figure this shit out together. On God. I believe.
On God. Nah, you going to have a missile. You going to eat a missile on God. Isaiah 3, verse 9. The show of their countenance doeth witness against them. They declare their sin as Sodom. They hide it not. Woe unto their soul, for they have rewarded evil unto themselves.
And there you go, man. We can close it on that because what we see today is a product of Eve, but it's a product of the serpent, but it's a product of Eve listening to that philosophy and doctrine that the serpent pushed.
I'm surprised at that. In fact, many of my women don't cook, and they go around saying they think it's something to be proud of. I don't cook. They brag on it.
I don't cook, I don't clean, but let me tell you, I got this ring.
Many of our young girls can't boil water, can't boil an egg, can't do anything. And they think that's cute because we don't have mothers in the community anymore as much teaching how to cook. We buy everything out. We don't know what we eat. Snails, raccoons, squirrels. We don't know how to identify meat. And so our families have been so torn apart, and we have been made to hate each other. And the other reasons is that every problem that the white woman has had with the white man, they have pushed those issues on us, or we have adopted those.
Woo! You see that? Yeah, man. You know, they adopted that, man. They I'm gonna just let the video talk, man. Yo. Hold up, what's going on? Hold up. It's like it.
White man, they have pushed those issues on us, or we have adopted those issues and decided that was our problem too. When I keep saying we don't have nothing to do with the white woman and what she got going with her man. We trying to deal with our own. And as a result of our frustration and our anger, many of our men have left us to go to women of other nationalities because they feel like they can get along with them better. It's not because they're better women, but they haven't suffered the same kind of traumas that we have from childhood growing up, what we saw, what we did, and all of the things we had to go through. And so their mood is better. They ain't mad man all the time like us. You know, we be uptight. We have unrealistic expectations. You know, and the unrealistic expectations has been our downfall. We have made up ideas about what a relationship and a husband or a man is supposed to be like. You know, we don't mind having a man.
Right, showing you she's an independent woman because the goddamn woman already has a system set up for her from the heavens and a way to follow. But she came up with her own concept because who does that? The Edomite, man. She's adopted his way, like the lady said, man.
Because he don't act like a man, you know. We could be with him, but if we start coming up in there trying to give some instructions to say how he wants things and what we supposed to do, oh, we go get everybody then. Oh, no, you trying to tell me what to do. Somebody need to tell us what to do. It's obvious we don't know what to do. You know, everywhere I go, people say that final thing. You know, we just need to come together. You know, yeah, we just need to get in unity. Well, most of us can't get in unity with the people we live with the people we've been with all our life. We can't get in unity with them. So that can't be the total goal. We're going to have forced unity. See, not getting along is a luxury. Being able to disagree, break up, make up, and all of that, that's a luxury. But there will come a time based on things that we all need to survive and where we're going to need a man where we're going to get past a whole lot of what we got going now. You're just going to face...
Man, you know, yeah, man, there's going to be a time where you're going to need a man to be able to look after your goofy ass, man. You know, Isaiah 4:1, 7 women should take hold on one man. And that day, let us be called by thy name, meaning what? Be thy wife, so they can receive salvation and be protected as well.
The way, like Trump said, it's gonna poof, it'll disappear. You know, it's not gonna be there. But for right now, the man's role would be to protect and provide. Now, when we say provide, that don't mean buy you every kind of weave you want that costs $800 or $900. It don't mean buy you every kind of Gucci and Fendi and Louis Vuitton. That ain't what provide means. He's going to provide direction and guidance, love, affection, discipline for our children, and help with all of those kind of things. Provide ideas. See, one of our problems as black women is that we ain't got nothing to do. You know, other than work for white people, we don't have too much to do. You know, I go to the church, and many of us treat the people at the church and the minister like we should be treating our man at home. So, you know, we have it all mixed up. So those are some of the things that the man needs to do. He needs to not let women let us get away with things, because the moment we get away with sneaking a line, oh, we really open it up and do that a lot more because we think we've got him tricked. And that's one of the reasons that so many black women were angry with me for putting out the Black Man's Guide to Understand the Black Woman. Because our man needed a heads up. And even with that, it's hard for them. But they just have certain information they don't have about us that keeps them confused and makes them reject us and go to someplace else. He's outside looking for peace of mind. Yeah, because we're not that familiar with peace. We're just familiar with getting dressed up and putting on eyelashes and, you know, maybe even going to school. More of us are graduating from college. More of us are getting PhDs. You know, we got good credit cards. We got a whole lot of things. Cars. But it hasn't made us happy. We're still sitting around talking about why we don't have companionship, which is the ultimate goal. It don't have to be marriage. It can just be some good companionship. You know, because we're alone. Yeah. So with our women, one of the first things we need to deal with is nutrition. Women historically have been assigned that duty and have accepted that role because food, as I said, is what sustains life. And eating the proper food, we can decide how long our men and our women live. And our children. That's just what we feed them. And so eating out every day while it's convenient, because we given our...
Right, because convenience is the society. Right? That's what we just read in the garden. It was convenient for her, you know? And then on top of that, she said, talking about the food. The scriptures say as the woman is, as the daughter is as her woman. The daughter is as her mom or the mother, you know? So the product of these children, like I brought out 2 Ezra 5, these menstruous women should bring forth monsters, are a product of the upbringing, the mom, the dad, you know, or whatever. But you know, it comes from what she's saying, man. You know,
all of our energy to the white people on the job So when we come home, we tired. So it's easier to pick up McDonald's or some other kind of junk and bring it home and feed it to our children until our children get so accustomed to eating it that they don't even want good food. They don't want vegetables. That's who we have been unjust to ourselves. And so we can set a better example. And just cooking. I talk about cooking all the time. I don't know how so many of us have missed that. Cooking food and invite somebody over for dinner. You have somebody at least for some company sometimes, because most of our men are lined up every evening somewhere to buy some kind of filthy, greasy food because they don't have nothing to eat. I talked to a young brother the other day. He told me he don't even know no women that cook. Start with his mother. Yeah, you ain't surprised at that. In fact, many of our women don't cook, and they go around saying they think it's something to be proud of. I don't cook. They brag on it. Many of our young girls can't boil water, can't boil an egg, can't do anything, and they think that's cute because we don't have mothers in the community anymore as much teaching how to cook. We buy everything out. We don't know what we eat. Snails, raccoons, squirrels. We don't know how to identify meat. And so we, as women, our role needs to be satisfied with less. Stop trying to keep up with everybody else who don't own nothing but try to buy everything that the enemy and the Asians make. We need to pull back some from that. You know, we think that our men only like us for how we dress or our eyelashes or our fake breasts or buttocks and all of that. That's not what they're looking for in us. And so we keep them so sexually stimulated, overstimulated, that they don't have time to consider anything else about us because we think that's the only way to get a man and that's the only value that we have. We have other great values. We are the queen of the universe, the mother of civilization. And so we have other things to teach us. But our women need to lower their dress, stop going out naked, trying to get attention from strange men. Our women need to control their sexual drive because we'll do anything, go crazy when we have that on us, you know. And what a lonely woman won't do. It's just anything. So we need to pull that back some and come down from so much throwing sex on our men so that they can have time to consider something else. They don't have the kind of discipline that'll keep them from going for that. So we need to be the mother, the first one that touch all of the people on the earth. That's what a mother does. We need to set a different example. We need to start dressing our children more modest. You can't wait till your daughter get 14 to tell her to stop wearing halter tops and booty shorts. You can't do that. You got to start her when she's a tiny little child about being modest, you know, and how to dress. And so people say all the time to me, yeah, you talking all that old school. Now I'm talking about what works. Because what y'all got going is not working.
That's right.
Our women are overweight. We big and fat and try to convince somebody that looks good. Our men are overweight. Now you're talking about high blood pressure, diabetes, high cholesterol, heart disease. And so the stress of racism in this country already puts that on us. We're 17, 18 generations up from slavery. And as I said, that's why I wrote that book, Are You Still a Slave? To help us to understand that we're still practicing the same behavior. And we're not always forced to, but as long as we practice.
Yeah, man, showing you that when the serpent came to Eve, man, it was a war tactic to catch you, to take you captive, man. That was a war tactic, and he still used that same tactic today. He using a woman to up the man. You know, he using a woman to bring a new way of life to the man. And so now the man, all he knows is what she's pushing, man. You know, and you're going to have women that hear this and say, well, what about the man? The man does this. Well, the nigga's off. He's wicked too, man. You know, the point is that where did it start from? Who first pushed this desire on to someone? It was the woman, man. You know, you got to call a spade, man. You know, which you got wicked niggas too. But the point is that this concept has to be put out the earth. It has to be put out the earth, man.
The same behaviors that we do and go for the things we go for, then the enemy understands that they still have control over us. And we have lived in a society where our man has been disenfranchised. We have run them crazy at home. And they've been around so many women, they grow up and talk like women and act like women. You know, when we dragging our son to the beauty parlor to get our hair braided, and he got to sit in there and listen to women for 3 and 4 hours. Okay? When we take him over to our girlfriend's house and he got to listen to that. Well, see, a lot of that impacts upon his development. And there are some fathers who are unfit to be around their children or the woman or anybody else. But then there are a lot of other great fathers who are qualified to help nurture their child and co-parent, but we don't deal with them because we mad at them. The child ain't mad. Well, we used to identify with being black first and having a black man. But because of the women's liberation movement, now we try to identify as being female, and we got all of this here, you know, black girls do this and black women do that, you know, and we have not come up with a program as black women that honors our men as much as we honor ourselves.
Right. So now you guys shit like hot girl summer and all these different shit, man. Where they dedicate a whole summer to being fucking hoes, man. Thoughts. Boppers. We used to call them boppers back in the day. You know? Scallywags. You know, they dedicate a whole summer. Really, they dedicating their whole life. You got videos all through TikTok and these different social media platforms of the little daughter. A chick might be twerking and a little daughter sitting there watching TV, watching her, or next to her dancing, doing the same thing. You know? Little children like, man, come on, man. You know? Producing monsters, man.
Okay? It would not be us if it were not for him. Okay? Well, everything.
You know what she just said? It will be none of y'all women if it wasn't for him, the man. You know? That's just the facts, man. Why don't you love that concept? Why must you say, well, why? Why do you buck up with that concept? That's like you going outside right now and getting mad at the tree for being brown. Getting mad that it produces leaves that are green. The snow for being white. The sky for being blue. Why the hell are you mad? Because your favorite color red, you're mad that the sky is blue. That sounds crazy as hell, man. Why the hell that you're mad that the man is trying to be a man, man? Why are you mad that the man was the one that allows a nation to continue? Everybody, you should know that. When you get married to a man, you take on what? His last name. What would happen when a king back in the day, when he would just have daughters? He knew that his kingdom would not be able to continue because he knew he had to have a son to take on his name so that his kingdom, his system, his formation of his society that he created can continue to further.
It's just a decision. And when a lot of us hear the truth, we don't want to take that truth because it requires us to change and rearrange the fake values that we have been forced to accept. We think to live out here. And many of us think that if we do that, that we will become ostracized. In order to rebuild our nation, you have got to be brave. You have got to step out on the truth. And we don't keep needing a God that we can love. We need a God that loves us. That's different. It's a lot of basic things we have not done that any people who are trying to survive would ordinarily do. And then we want to come out here and think we should get the top man and that he should go along with any nonsense we practice.
That's right.
Just to have sex with us. Some people have and their life is better. Some women have and some men have. Now, I know that our brothers are broken. Many of them have had such a hard time. You know, we don't even know what it's like to be a black man in America. They're hunted down.
Bro, my grandfather's brother, right? My great uncle. He had when he was younger, cause they look like they white. They look Italian. They got the slick back hair. It's a bunch of them. He actually passed for an Italian. When back in the day, they lived in the projects in Cleveland. And in order to make it in society, he had to pretend to be an actual Italian. Well, the problem is that the girl that he liked, he knew that if he got in good with her, he would get a job and he would be able to move through society a different way, right? Somebody call it a sellout move, whatever, you know, but not realizing that her family were the mafia, right? her family was a big time. They're still in the mafia to this day. You know, I forgot the family name, but he couldn't tell her family that he was an actual black man. Like if you look at his brothers, his other sisters, and other cousins and so, they would have killed him, man. Especially back then, they would have killed him if they would have found out that he was a so-called black man, right? They would have killed him. So he kept that secret with him for his entire life until he died, and that was like a few years ago. And then they still didn't know. I think the mom found out, but never said nothing to the husband. And obviously his wife knew. So we never seen him. I never even met him. You know? No, I met him like probably once, I think, or twice. But we never seen him. Why? Because he couldn't bring us around his family because they would kill him. So when he had his funeral, they was at the funeral, and then they saw some of our family there. And the whole time they was staring because they was like, what the fuck? What is happening? What's going on? So showing you that, you know, damn, I forgot the point, but the point was that, well, right now, that when he had to do that in order to make it into society, I believe that was the point, because like she said, we've been beat down so much, right? So that's why you have people doing different things like selling their soul and different shit like that, because, you know, it's no other way. They feel like, you know, because they don't know that salvation is coming to us, man.
Like wild animals. And they are killed unjustly. It doesn't matter. You know, rather, it used to be in the wrong place at the wrong time. Now, any place is the wrong time for our men. And because of the women's lib movement and the big mouth many of us have developed out here trying to talk and yell and jump up in men's faces, now the enemy treating our women like they treat our men. They throw them down, shoot them, anything. You know, so we need to see these patterns and recognize that all that jumping up and down in church every Sunday morning ain't getting us nowhere. We ain't getting no benefit from that. It's just a play to go and let off steam, let off stress. But it's not building what we need to build. Every black church in America should be donating money to educate 5 or 10 children in their communities. Absolutely. They have the money. Stop giving it to the preacher. He's a master pimp. Women look for a pimp. They want a man that tell them what to do.
Right. See, bro, she on it, bro. You know, because the church is a whorehouse, man. It's a whorehouse. Them churches are whorehouses, man. Like she said, the pastors are pimps. You know what I'm saying? They ain't teaching you nothing in there. They're not teaching you the scriptures correctly. Having them 501c3s and so forth under these government, because the churches are married to the government too. You know?
Just don't want no accountability with him. And so he's out there collecting the money up, living a high life, when the people in the community are in need. Well, it's very important right now because our birth numbers are down. And I don't know if black people realize that. You know, they have offered us the abortion as a form of birth control. And so a lot of our younger women, they just get 3 or 4 abortions a year and use it for birth control because they're offered to us free. They're in our communities and a lot of things. And sometimes we don't even tell the men that we are pregnant. Or sometimes we'll go around to 3 or 4 men and tell them we're pregnant and need an abortion and collect $500 or $600 from each one of them. So we've done a lot of things about that. The structure of family has been so destroyed for us. It is really very sad. See, for many years, in fact, even right after slavery, during slavery, after slavery especially, we had more black families, more black men marrying black women, women with the men, than we have now. Because we have changed our opinion of each other.
Right, so that's right. That's why Jake, we always saying, man, forget Eve, man. You know? Like the one dude did a video with that, I think she was an Israelite, but I could be wrong. But speaking as a man, but the lady, the Asian lady, he had went to Taiwan or something like that, and got him a chick from over there. He said, he gave up his whole life. I think he went down to Taiwan, moved there just to get a woman. And he was showing videos of her like, man, you see this, man? You see how she treats you? Because the Eve don't treat her man right, man. She was cooking for him. She was doing everything. She was enjoying being his woman. See, Eve don't enjoy being the woman of a man or of an Israelite man, you know? like I'm gonna do another video on Lord willing, because this is this Edomite, this white dude who did a video saying like, why do y'all love us? We're nothing special. He said we're nothing special. Why are y'all coming to us as if we're gonna treat you any better? And they don't. All you do is find videos of what? Them niggas killing you, chopping your body up. Y'all have children and everything, killing the whole children, shooting up the whole house. Like, you know what I'm saying? So, man.
So many things have happened to tear down our moral compass. And so one of the other things that has happened is that the enemy couldn't come up with anything that would break up our families in a certain way. Okay? But when they came up with crack separated the mother from the cub. We had never had anything that separated the mother from her baby. Crack did that. And so when that broke up, then, you know, now we're dealing with the grandchildren and great-grandchildren and great-great-grandchildren of the crack addicts, and they're traumatized. There are studies that say that when people are traumatized, it takes 17 generations to come up out of that trauma. That might be us. It may take us, as long as we were in slavery, it may take us that long to come up out of it. We haven't been free. It's been under 100 years. We don't have a big history to talk about having no freedom just because we got some football stars and basketball and Oprah and a few of those people. That doesn't mean that we're free, because a few of us have figured out how to make some money. Yeah.
Right. Good, man. So I didn't mean to make this that long, but Lord willing was edifying, man. You know, hey, man, the serpent, the devil, and the woman, Eve, man, they're synonymous, man. They go hand in hand. They're married to the government. You know, that's their leader. That's their God. That's their man. That's their husband. That's who they pray to. That's who they go for help. You know? So it's easy to push you Israelite men out the way. Right? Now the younger women got this delusion that the Israelite man can't do anything for them. So that's why you have these younger chicks. You go to a bar, she ain't gonna give you no time of day. You might talk to her, but she might even talk to her and then bam, talking about she gotta use the bathroom, or I don't know. And then next thing you know, you see her talking to an Edomite way the rest of the club time, way longer than she talked to you. You see? Because that's who she's been married to since the garden, man. You know? That's why the Lord, another thing the Lord has to do away with, so that our women can be back in order, man. Because not knowing that we're the prize, we're literally the jewel of the Father, man. You know? You know, women like jewelry, right? They put it around their necks and so forth. We do too, as men. But women love jewelry, man. That's why they say, well, but what you gonna buy her? Buy her some jewelry. Well, listen, you don't realize that, you know, the most special jewels and the highest value jewels on the earth is literally amongst you. You like jewels so much, you know, because you can't recognize the true shine of the most expensive jewel that can never be sold, can never be bought, and can never be changed, and is more authentic than the jewelry that you're searching for. You know, so Lord willing, this is edifying, right? I want to give all honor and glory again to Yahweh Bashem, Yahushua Bashem, Hakodash, the honor to our apostles and our elders, a great millstone, rule well, teacher, and sound doctrine. Till next time, Shalom.